Can farting in front of your significant other strengthen your relationship? A lot of conventional wisdom says no, but according to someone who writes at Cosmopolitan, the answer could be yes. And I think we go to Cosmopolitan for all of our information, or at least quizzes to see if we're like perfect. Anyhow, so Jessica Gentili is a writer for Cosmopolitan, and she said one time she went on a third date with a guy, and they had a burrito, and then they cuddled, and she couldn't help it. She had to fart, and she did. She was completely mortified and went off to the bathroom. In the bathroom, she took a dookie.
Ew.
And she clogged the toilet.
Dates?
Third date. Third date. She clogged the toilet on the third date, and she says, I was sure this would be the humiliating demise of a potentially blossoming relationship. Instead, the foul odor I produced only brought out the sweetness, compassion, and humor in both of us. 7 years later, we got married. Her central thesis in this all, she writes, is if honesty and openness are key components to any healthy relationship, why hide the inevitable? If you and your partner are dedicated to telling each other everything, why leave out the most basic component of your biology? Thoughts? Wow. 5 words or less.
Bullshit. To each its own. To each its own.
Good for you, Jessica.
Each fart equals sexual favor.
This is super shitty. So here's the thing. When you hear this story, so in your relationships, do you guys fart?
No.
No, I actually, it depends. Some relationships, it's come up more often than others.
Okay.
Where you start opening that Pandora's box.
Literally opening
But
up.
I think, like, I feel like the guys usually are the burpers and farters. And then just sometimes, though, you just need to, like, let it out. And then sometimes you either have to run to another side of the apartment or do that. But I don't think you have to be overt about it and it's so obvious. But sometimes you can't help it. Yeah. Then you need to be cute about it, like, hey.
Yeah, that's what happens. You guys don't. You don't even want to talk about it.
Well, I mean,
Sarah was supposed to present this story, and we
was
don't
supposed
even.
to present this story. I didn't want to present it. And
Why?
I just listen. I've had both relationships, so I guess I've had my own personal study. And for me, I like to have some mystery. Now I've let it all out in the past, but I like to still feel like I'm 11 years in. I still want to be like,
Me too.
oh, look, honey.
But there's ways to do that and still
like, you know, I don't know.
Here's the thing.
mean,
By
I
not
agree.
farting, you're not saying to the person, I don't fart. Like, no one in the relationship believes that the other person doesn't fart and poop. There is no actual mystery.
try to keep it behind closed doors.
Right. It's like a
just
crappy
not sexy.
movie. Like,
No.
we know what happens. We don't need to see it.
My girlfriend insists, and I have no evidence to this day, 2.5 years in, to prove the contrary. She insists that that is a bodily function that she does not have.
She
and
doesn't
that
do
she
it.
doesn't have. And I've literally called her out on it. I'll be like, babe, like, I know you must poop. Like, you must. Biologically you must. And she's like, I just don't understand why.
Good, she wants-
She's like, my personal, like, biological being is like, why you're making fun of me. Like, I know that I'm different, and like, that's you. You're making me.
That's
like, she
awesome.
takes it.
Keep her.
She
Are you
takes
sure
it.
she has a hole
She
down
takes
there?
it
Are you
so
sure?
far.
You
She
love
takes
her so
She
much.
takes it so far. She's like, it just made like this. I was just born this way, and like, if you can't accept that, and I'm just
Good
like,
for her.
No, because I am definitely more of the dude in the sense that like I do burp and that flatulence has occurred.
Has occurred.
Has occurred.
Doesn't always, but has occurred. I just do that so much that it's impossible to hide it.
All right.
Like, you know, it's a multiple times a day occurrence. Like, it happens a lot, and I can't control it. Also, I have this terrible fear. Like, have you ever held in a fart and like 10 minutes later you burp? And you're like, did it just find another way out?
disgusting. That's disgusting.
Was that from my butt?
Oh my God! What is your girlfriend think? I'm just curious. Does she think it's funny and laughs with you, or is she like, geez, Brad?
So there was one very real moment in the relationship where I was like, oh my God, she's just been nice, but she actually does not like that at all. So now we call it making a phone call.
Sorry, that's my ringtone. I have a farting ringtone.
I'll say I didn't fart a lot at all, like in my current relationship. And then once I happened to fart and I didn't mean to, and he was like, no way. That just happened. It was like the biggest deal ever. And since then I've kind of been like, oh, now I'm not as embarrassed randomly.
I'll
And I sometimes do it, but they'll like run away. But like it's like an animal that does it, like a little animal.
Like a woodland creature that pops its head out and then like runs away. But also good for Jessica, like good for them, happy that they found love, but I also don't think that this should be the end all be all, like this is how you find love, you shit.
But you know there are people reading that, like young women and girls that are like,
That's
this
the
is the
secret.
be all.
Yeah, so Cosmopolitan is full of stories like that. What do you guys think? Give us your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe and to poop and fart in the bed, actually.
Don't fart in the bed.
I'm not. It's the springs.
That's disgusting. You're gross.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're so.
No.
If doing it if clogging the toilet doesn't work, just shit the bed, and then it'll be real intimacy. Watch us on Watchable, and we'll see you next time on Pop Trigger.